There's a lot of stuff on the internet, on YouTube particularly, about people talking about a simple life. And I think I've mentioned it. I may have made videos about having, or the desire to have a simple life. And I've looked at these videos, some of these people, and they're either walking about the countryside or they're sitting in little tiny huts in the middle of nowhere. And they're enjoying the nature and everything around them. And I get what they mean, but I wonder if what they really mean is not so much a simple life, but do they really mean a fulfilled life? I think more important is to have a fulfilled life, a life in which whatever you do as you live it, you are fulfilled, that it has meaning, that it keeps you satisfied that the purpose of life has been met, if you like. And I've said in previous videos that I think personally, certainly for myself, but maybe for others, that part of the point of being here is to be creative, is to create from nothing something, whether that be a song, whether that be a pot or a book or a fence or anything. That it is an alchemy of taking something in this wonderful, amazing world that we found ourselves in, this incredible earth that we walk on, and make something, create something, a family, a happy family that can grow its own food if necessary, or help someone else grow food and share in the process and the produce. And I think a fulfilling life is what most people are really searching for. But do we have a fulfilled life? Are you watching this fulfilled? Or are you finding that somebody else, perhaps governmental bodies, authority, or some such, maybe other members of your own family, are disturbing that fulfillment? And whatever it is that is problematical, then clearly you're not fulfilled. And if the purpose of life is to perhaps be creative and fulfilled as a result of that creative, or to maybe just observe, it may be that's all one wants to do is to observe with an uncluttered life, and yet there is something preventing you or hassling you or trying to get you to pay certain things that you really don't need, then we're in a problematic situation, and we need to change that, don't we? Well, let's face it, at the moment, it would seem that we're very much unfulfilled in our lives, that we have a system, an authority that is hounding us for all sorts of things, forcing us to go to work in industries that perhaps we have no real interest whatsoever, sitting, selling insurance under fluorescent lights in front of computer screens, when life has so many more fulfilling things to do. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't some people who do find sitting in a large open plan office with artificial air being pumped around, artificial light lighting things, and the blue light from the computer screen filling their eyes, and different people on the telephone that they're talking to with various problems and issues, not fulfilling. Maybe somebody does find that fulfilling, to help and solve other people's problems. It wouldn't fulfill me, I have to say. I think there are far more interesting things in life than doing that. But that's just a personal thing. And if that does fulfill you, then great. My mum, I always felt, didn't have a very fulfilled life. She spent a lot of her time reading what I would look at as trashy fiction. And yet, because of the circumstances of her life, she couldn't achieve the things that maybe that she wanted to do, and found them in her imagination as she put the pictures to the words of the books that she liked to read. And in that way, maybe she did have a level of fulfillment through the imagination that she was able to conjure up. In a way, unlike television or film that does everything for you. If you listen to a podcast, say, an audio podcast, or you read a book, your imagination is filling in the blanks because you can't see. And so your imagination is working. And I think with reading and the amount of reading, which is why I very much enjoy reading, I think my mum managed to find a level of fulfillment to get through her days. And I hope that my father did too. But it strikes me that at the moment, a lot of people are not being fulfilled. They want things more simple, but simple could be misconstrued as giving up responsibility, handing it over to authority. Oh, we'll take the bins away. We'll give you the money so you don't have to work. You can just sit and have a simple life watching the television. Don't bother to get up and go to the pub or engage and laugh and joke with other people. We can give that for you on stream through a big screen. And I think that's where the confusion between what a simple life could be, in which you could be locked up in an institution, such as a 15-minute city might turn out to be, that you think that you have a certain level of freedom, but actually, unlike a cell in a prison that convicts are in, that you can see the walls and the bars and the food comes to you through a slot in the door. That is a very simple life, and some people may say, well, there you are, that's your simple life that you're looking for. Or a 15-minute city might be just extending the boundaries a little bit of that cell, but actually you can't go abroad on holiday and you can't get in your car and travel somewhere else, but you can walk to the park and you can see the people across the road but you can't buy too much red meat, and you can't do this and you can't do that, and you can't really complain about everything. And we'll put you on a universal credit, so you've got enough money, you don't need to aspire to anything else. And that could be deemed to be a simple life. Is that a fulfilled life, though? Is that the reason that we are here in this, whatever this, a simulation, a realm, the physicality of the world? Is that really a fulfilled life? I don't think so. It's what they're trying to build, those that would govern us and curtail us and keep us in and deceive us into thinking that's a nice, quiet, gentle, simple life. We know where you are. We know what you're doing. We're watching you. We've got you tagged now thanks to a certain medical intervention. We know your nano number, and we can watch you and track you. And if we think you're getting a little bit unruly, we can stop you. We can prevent your payments coming in or prevent you from buying things. That's a prison, but it's a simple life. It's a very simple life. It's not the kind of life I would like. Thank you very much. And that's why I talk the way I talk about the subjects I talk about. Because I want a simple, fulfilling life, not a complicated life that's being governed and controlled by somebody else on this physical realm. That's not right. And how we do it, I don't know really. But we've got to look at every angle and ask ourselves, is this what we want? Because if it isn't what we want, we need to, together, somehow say, actually, no thanks.